and if you're listening, you've been with us for a good few minutes now. So, hello anyway. I'm Nate, obviously. Neil has disappeared. That quality. We've gone live, and Neil went, "Fuck this." No, he's back. He's right. As
Came back with wine though, so swings and roundabouts.
As I've mentioned, Borough's Mr. Independent. Neil Metcalf joins us. Hello.
I was just about to have a drink when I went. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Excellent. Good to have you here. I was going to say something else, but we'll leave that for later. Nick, hello.
Hello. You're right.
Good. Where the fuck were you Saturday evening?
I was at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at the Post Malone gig.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Pros and cons. Didn't really want to be in that stadium, but it was a good night. So,
mate, it's so much better than that absolute fucking soulless shithole you call. No, I mean, sort of Arsenal fan, aren't you? That's a
God the shirts.
God, yeah. And we give you enough stick for that. It's a fucking. You called Spurs the toilet bowl, but fuck me.
Yeah.
If that's a toilet,
I assumed he was talking about Milton Keynes.
I thought to begin with. If that's a toilet bowl, that's a damn cool toilet bowl, and I want that toilet bowl in my house.
Yeah, but it's the shape. It's the shape of it as a toilet bowl.
It's
a lovely stadium.
Awesome inside.
Yeah, objectively, it's a lovely stadium, but I can't get past it. It's Spurs' stadium, so
yeah. I mean,
I'm a huge fan of Nate bringing a Spurs fan on the show for an appearance and then not introducing him and allowing someone else to slag off their home stadium.
Two Spurs fans technically, because Neil's a Spurs fan as well. But hi, Adam.
Unbelievable.
You're a Spurs fan.
What?
You've been on Boropod before, and you were at Stevenage this week. So I sort of made you do this. Let's be honest.
But yeah, it was an evil plan, which started with fancy a quick beer after the game. And then we sat down having a beer, and it's like
it's always a slippery slope.
Yeah, but it was easy.
Sat down and there was a glint in my eye.
He asked me to my face what I was doing on Monday night, so I couldn't make something up. I can't lie to someone.
You sit in Greg's chair. You have to sit in Greg's chair on a Monday as well. This is how it goes.
I assume that you tend to get rid of Greg's face from this YouTube production. So in that sense, I'm.
No, Greg's face is all over
representing his beautiful face.
If anything, Greg's face is more represented more than the rest of us.
He just likes to get one of his 17,000 different team logos in the background. That's the important thing.
Not after Sunday.
It turns out. Sorry,
right.
that I assume my qualification for being here, as you said, is just for the fact that I went to Stevenage.
Yeah. 40% of us didn't see the game, so you're doing better than that.
Yeah, what Pat says. You were there. You'll do. more
That's how Gary Smith picks his teams.
And obviously, making a triumphant return to the show is Patrice Jackson.
Hello. I'm on my 8th consecutive day of waking up with a headache, and I'm fucking sick of it. But I'm back.
I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good of you to be here. If I'd woken up with a headache for the 8th day in a row, I'd be like, "Fuck YouTube, fuck podcasting. What is this shit?"
Not fuck talking to us.
He had a good win though. You want to chat about a good win? I wanted to chat last week as well, but I was just feeling so rough. So yeah, back less rough.
Yeah, understandable. Well, it's well, obviously it's good to have you here, pal. Shall we get into the business end of things? We won a game of football, obviously, because it's Exeter and they are still shite, no matter what they tell you. We won 2-1. Marshall and goal. I mean, you know the team. Do I have to go through it? Other than Labala for Roberts, it was as you were. Campbell, Kemp, Reed, White, Houghton. The defence doesn't change much. Whatever. We were the better team for 90 minutes. Discuss.
Sums that up, doesn't it? Right, same time next week, boys.
I'll wait for those that are there to go first, and I'll put my 2 pence in of what I watched on the replay.
No,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Stevenage were the better team. Let's call a spade a spade.
It would have been an outrage if they didn't go away with 3 points. They're at home. That doesn't make sense. But if they didn't end the game with 3 points, having kind of gone to sleep briefly in the first half and let Exeter score, and it would have just been an injustice. Exeter just didn't.
Let's be honest.
Well,
of the Stevenage of previous years, it would have been expected, I think. But this Stevenage side are a bit of a different animal these days, aren't they? We can have a knockback on the field and right the ship and win games. It's weird, isn't it?
It's the strength and depth. I think that's the big thing that you have to talk about, because it was the substitutes came on. The starting 11 did all right, did fine, but you can change it up. And this time it is making an impact when there hasn't been really one game this year where you can think the substitutes have come on and not made an impact.
I mean that
Jordan Roberts getting the winner.
Front three of Lubala, Reed, and Campbell going off for Roberts, Adame, and Patterson, and as we are used to seeing, Patterson came on and made a real difference down the left. Roberts came on, and you could see there was a little bit of anger in the boy, couldn't you? Every tackle,
see it in his celebration. I mean,
every tackle he meant every tackle. Every pass had a bit of zip on it. Every movement he was running like he was fucked off at the ground, and it made a difference, didn't it? Because the effort to get on that cross from Patterson, which was another peach delivery, the effort he made to get in front of his man and nod it in was superb.
That's the big difference. Even for the last, even you could argue even from the promotion year. Subs weren't great. We were heavily relying on key players popping up and scoring a goal, minus maybe like a Danny Rose off the bench.
We had one or two that we could bring on during that promotion season, and it would make a difference, but it wasn't it wasn't as reliable as now. I mean, how often in the past decade have we been able to bring on 3 players like we did on Saturday that could make such an impact? It's the strength and depth is enormous at the moment, way better than I've ever seen at the club.
Yeah, I mean, from watching the highlights, I watched it. I thought, right, Exeter had 2 big chances, and that was about it. There was the one that they scored, and there was the one that Marshall saved from close range. And I thought, I'll go and check things like the momentum and stats and see if it really told that story. It literally was exactly that. They maybe had a fair few amount of shots, but they didn't feel like they troubled us that much.
There was a couple towards the end, second half. I mean, there was one right at the end in stoppage time, which they could have done something with. And I think, was it the Andrew free kick was sort of pushed from
Yeah, that's a good save, actually.
Yeah.
So they had a couple which you would have thought, like you say, on the previous years, they go in and you go home getting beat 2-1 and you go, aye, fair enough. But
I mean, we probably should have been 2-0 up at half time. Or was it 2-1 up at half time?
It should have been 2-1 up. Kemp was nowhere near offside. That was a fucking abysmal decision.
I thought it was offside at the time. Like, I'm going to stick up for the referee, Nate. You'll be surprised.
Have you seen it back?
I've seen the still, which, I mean, you can argue the still. I was obviously at that end, pretty similar view to the linesman. And I was like, I wasn't 100%, but I was more towards being offside than being onside. So it was like, when he flagged, I went, fair enough, you know. Knew it was close, but
I think it's tricky because from a fan perspective, you haven't trained day in, day out to make those crucial decisions. When I look at if you're at that level of professional game as an official, yes, it's difficult to tell when you have players crossing from either direction, but they're the ones you get paid to get right especially at this level. And actually, in reality, it's about a yard on.
I mean, what I would argue is people say, oh, the officials have to get them right. Yet someone can miss from 2 yards and everyone will go, oh, fair enough. So,
no,
you know,
we fucking don't.
So I would argue, listen, they're human beings. For me, it was a tight call. I wasn't 100% sure either way, but I thought it was slightly off. You know,
I mean, Nate, I'm wondering now if you've got me on for my linesmaning expertise. As you know,
me, Pat, and I have been regaled on numerous occasions about your abilities as a linesman. Yeah.
And if you're saying you were semi in line with it and you weren't sure, then fair enough. But yeah,
but from the North Stand,
referee
can't
can't
do
anything about it.
Shit decision.
Oh, from the North Stand, everyone's celebrating.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Stacey was celebrating. I was like, no, he's been given offside. She was like, what? I thought it was a dreadful decision at the time. I was more annoyed that in that sequence they'd given offside against Kemp instead of a foul on, I think it was Reed or Lubala. I was like, if you're going to give an offside, then surely you got to give the foul just before that.
Had he played advantage? I thought he played advantage.
No,
maybe
no,
okay.
no, not at all. Not at all. I could see the line. I could see the ref in my sort of view of just looking at what was happening. He was right there. Not a chance that he played advantage. Absolutely not. He was just fucking shite. Stacey also celebrated the goal that was ruled out in the second half when
that was ridiculous.
Was it Campbell that wrapped his foot around it, and every player in the box had stood still except Campbell.
Did you
for
not
a good
think
couple of seconds, and he wraps his foot around it. It goes in. Stacey celebrates. I'm like, what are you doing?
Did you not wonder why nobody tried to save it or just?
Nope. I was going to say the whistle had gone about 10 seconds before.
right, yeah. Stacey was the only person in the ground that thought it was a goal.
I like the
To
optimism.
have that level of blissful ignorance. It's a nice place to live.
Yeah, definitely. Should we talk about Harvey White?
What boy?
He gets a little stick, doesn't he? But masterful performance
Anyway,
on Saturday. I thought he was excellent Saturday. You know, good shout for man of the match. I don't even think who I could have possibly have given it to, other than White on Saturday. Kemp was decent.
I think the media outlets
Patterson
gave it
was
Marshall.
decent.
Some of the media outlets gave it to Marshall, but
we'll come back to Harvey White in a minute. Having seen their goal back, I think I was a little harsh on Marshall.
You definitely were.
He was whipped back. It was ripped across. It was drilled across really nicely, and I'm not sure I want my goalkeeper to do what he did in that circumstance. But in any circumstance, if he doesn't try to do that, he's not getting the ball. It's going to the man, and he's tapping it in.
No,
So I think he was in a lose-lose position there. So at least he tried something. But I think
there was other people to sort of point the finger at. If you wanted to point the finger at the Stevenage defendant of that goal, like Butler was to the 3-point turn before he realised what was going on, and then moonwalk
got skinned, didn't he?
That was my take. It was, by the time it reached the goal mouth, it was going to be a goal, whatever happened.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it was two great passes from Exeter. You've got to hold your hands up and say that's two wonderful passes, really hit perfectly, absolutely inch perfect. You've got to question as well, there's two centre halves and maybe it's Luther, because how did McGuinness go in completely unmarked? They stopped, they switched off, so...
Yeah, I mean, if you're letting, I mean, the only position McGuinness is scoring from is inside the 6-yard box, isn't it? But if you're letting him get there, you've had probably the worst game of your season, because he's a big old lump of shite, isn't he? Runs his fucking nut off. To be fair,
did all right for himself.
Did anybody else hear Caldwell just screaming again, Neil? What's his name? I can't even remember his first name.
Josh.
Josh,
Yeah.
again, Josh, just shouting at him constantly to keep him pressing. Every time he stopped shouting at him, McGuinness just started walking. So he's just screaming at him constantly. Yeah, no, I think I was a bit harsh on Marshall. But let's go back to White. Superb. Just had so much time on the ball. I mean, Briley and Doyle Hayes just got absolutely run around by Houghton and White, and they were miles off it, weren't they?
We spoke about White last week, didn't we? Around the midfield duos that we might see moving forwards, and I think at the time, Dean said you can't really take White out. And again, it feels like another performance where you're saying the same thing as we've brought in Lewis Orford, but actually there's no rush to stick him in there, is there? Because White is on form at the moment.
Yeah.
I think Harvey White this season, and I don't know whether it's playing alongside Jordan Houghton that's made the difference, but I honestly just think he's grown and he's now at the stage of his career, 3rd season at Stevenage, and just thinks, I belong here. And he believes it as well now. He thinks, I can fit in this side. I belong here. I'm trusted. I want to play now. And I did ask him after the game, and I said, you've talked in the past about tackling and the dark arts and all this, that, and the other. And he says, and I've really had to work on that, not to the detriment of me passing, but now I feel I'm in a position with Jordan alongside us where I can pass the thing back to normal. I can win tackles still, but I can also pass it. So he's getting both aspects of his game now. And it's shown that he's now starting to boss the thing in the middle of the park.
Yeah. I think that coming into the sort of the month we've got up ahead, we've got 4 teams in a row. If Peterborough gets called off, like it looks like it will, where I think the squad's sort of promotion playoff credentials are really going to be tested with the likes of Luton, Lincoln, Orient, and Bradford. 4 tough games coming up, and I think White is going to be, how White performs in those games is going to be a really big indication of just how far he's come. If we get overrun in that midfield and he goes missing, it's going to be a real disappointment.
Yeah, and I mean, not to redo the conversation we had last week around Houghton, but I think that is a really big factor in how Harvey White's been able to be a bit more expressive on the ball and have that time to stick on the ball and look for the right pass. I mean, Houghton's job essentially is get the ball back, give it to Harvey, and let Harvey do something with it. Whereas previously, if it was, say, Phillips that was next to him, Phillips was probably pressing up on the centre-back before the ball's come across, and Harvey's left on his own trying to do something with it. So I think that balance has been really important for Harvey's development and him to be able to play his version of the game. And so that's where I think even if Houghton's not at his best, that balance that it provides and that experience next to him is vitally important to get the best out of White.
Yeah, I was chatting with Boulders about this on Blue Sky, and it's really nice to see those 2 defensive midfielders looking forwards to the 4 ahead of them more often than looking sideways and backwards to the full-backs and the centre-backs. It just makes us so much more progressive, and you couple that in with actually taking shooting chances from free kicks around the edge of the box, which we historically haven't done that much of. It's really much more progressive to watch. It's good stuff.
You stick the wide players in, which enables you to play those balls in behind full-backs to really turn defenders. All of that together is why we're doing so well this year. We've got every ingredient perfect for this season in terms of the squad, and we've got so much variation in the squad that we can play different ways. We're not stuck playing one specific style of football and relying on that to win us football matches. We can change during games. We can change from game to game because we've got so many different profile of players that can work together.
Adam, you know the team really well. What do you think?
Well, let me tell you about that free kick, because I was right behind the direction that the ball took from foot to the back of the net, and I was there with my son, and we both sort of said, this just looks inviting. Like it wasn't too close where you can't get it over the wall. It wasn't so far that it wasn't going to trouble the keeper, and it was just like, this looks perfect, left footer, and where the keeper was sort of moving side to side from where the wall was, I said, oh, you could put it top left corner, and then the keeper moves across. No, it'll be over the wall into the right, and we just called it before it happened, and it just, as soon as it left his foot from being right behind it, you knew it was in. You knew the keeper was beaten, and the North Stand presumably celebrated before the East Terrace and the West, just because you just that little bit of intel, which I always love, where certain areas of the ground don't know as quickly as others for what's about to happen.
You guys could see that. You guys could see that 5'6" Whitworth wasn't getting to the ball. Fucking short ass of a goalkeeper.
I don't remember him being that small when I've seen him before. It's like he was on Saturday. Is he shrunk or something? Just
Have they got a scholar in goal?
Well, when he came out in the second half in front of us. I'm like, I'm not sure he can reach the crossbar. Like if you put it high, so like under 14s, under 15s football. If you've got a little keeper, just stick it in the top of the net.
I do sometimes wonder when you do play the odd team that has a short goalkeeper, you know, your Christy Pims. I wonder if managers just say to players, look, he's fucking short, but just bang it in the top. I feel like as a professional, I bet that's not an instruction you get very often. And I wonder how many strikers haven't thought about it. And if you really just pointed it out, they'd go, fuck, this is a great idea. And then would just take pot shots from absolutely anywhere, just on the off chance.
Footballers aren't that bright, man.
No, I mean, we've seen some of the Meta Glasses content that the club are putting out, and the various bits of behind the scenes stuff. There's some questionable things being said, aren't there?
While you're on the topic of Whitworth, one of my favourite things that happened in the second half was shortly after he went down with cramp. Like how a goalkeeper gets cramp when it's a 17-degree day in Stevenage. When you're a goalkeeper, I'm not entirely sure.
They didn't give him his electrolytes in the morning, did they?
No. So you're getting a few choice words fired from all sorts of different directions, which obviously is ignoring. And then he turns around. He
called him a twat.
I mean, that was among the words. There were a few others. He turns around to he picks up his water bottle, and somebody said something sort of about 20 yards to my right. I didn't hear what was said, but it was obviously genuinely funny. And he just looked up, smiled, gave whoever it was a little clap, and turned around again. And then he's just going, "You're still a wanker." And then ignores everything else, but he acknowledged that there was obviously something clever was said, and he took a moment and acknowledged that. I love that.
I do love it when a football player doesn't take the comments from the home team, the home fans, or just the opposition fans too seriously, and they can have a laugh about it. It's much better.
Imagine if you did
like children.
You've got
whatever his shortcomings, he made a better effort on that free kick than the Wolves keeper did. Jesus Christ.
Shortcomings. Excellent work.
Only Pat's clever enough to do that deliberately.
That is a very Pat pun, isn't it? Excellent. Can anybody else tell me what on earth the Exeter fans online were seeing when they said it could have gone either way? I can't work that one out. It was never going any other way, was it really? Especially once we made that flurry of subs in 66 minutes or whatever it was. It was finishing 2-1 to us. Full stop.
It might have been 3-1.
Might have been 3-1. But it wasn't that close, was it? They weren't really in the game. They sat on a 1-0. They tried to sit on 1-1 and failed.
I saw quite a few that were calling for Caldwell to go after it. I think they're obviously very mixed in some that are completely oblivious to how shite they are, and some that have clearly suffered enough under Caldwell, and are wanting to relive the days of being up in the playoffs, like when we played them in the playoffs. But
yeah,
I mean, last year they were awful.
dreadful.
having not watched the entire game, they still looked awful anyway.
I mean, they were better than last season marginally.
It's because they didn't have Diabete at the back, or whatever his name was.
Yeah. I mean, we won that one. We won that one 4-1.
Is he a type 1 or type 2 defender? I'm not sure.
We won that one 4-1, and it was the strolliest of strolls of an afternoon of football, wasn't it?
Yes.
The thing is with Exeter,
They'll
I
have
always
looked
look at the league table and think, well, what on earth? Why are they struggling? Because I just always imagine them winning at home. It's like everyone seems to struggle at Exeter, but yet they're always at the bottom of the table. That's the thing I can't understand.
No, it's just us that struggles at Exeter. They've got 9 points from 9 games so far this season. Real miserable sack of nothing, aren't they?
I think they're still ahead of Plymouth, so they'll be happy about that.
They are still ahead of. They are ahead of Plymouth. Yeah, they are still happy about that. That's for sure.
on goal difference. Enjoy that mighty feat.
Listen. If Stevenage got goal difference ahead of Luton, you'd have a T-shirt and that.
Yeah, well,
I would be delighted if we finish above them on goal difference. I don't care where in the table it is. Frankly,
goal difference and 7 points at the moment. We'll take that.
Getting those T-shirts ordered already.
Absolutely.
One question I do have. Phoenix Patterson, how long is it before he's starting regularly? Because I feel like his best impact's always been off the bench, but he's so good at football. You want him to be starting games. And I'm in this real kind of predicament personally about him around. Do you just keep using him as a super sub because he's clearly really impactful off the bench with his pace against tired legs? Or is there a point that he's starting regular games and yes, okay, he might not be having the same level of impact over an hour, 75 minutes initially, but you'd like to think he'd get there? Because it feels like we're very much going with the model of Campbell starts games and Phoenix finishes them in most cases, minus obviously how we set up for this game.
Revs is happy to go. I mean, he says it's based on a game-by-game basis, and it'll depend often on who's at right back. You know, if it's a slow right back and you think you can get at him, you put Phoenix in. But they also feel that Chem Campbell is perhaps better at the defending side. So he'll do a lot more of the tracking back and put his foot in and this, that, and the other, whereas Patterson's a little bit lower than that. It's maybe the other way around when they're attacking. Phoenix is the more go-forward player. So it is purely, I think, just at times a coin toss. It's, it's like, right, who do we fancy for this week? And you know fine well that whoever you choose, the other one's going to come off the bench and make an impact. So it's like, well, you just die. I'm happy with that. I've got no problem with that whatsoever.
It's a nice headache to have.
Well, it's fantastic.
Don't mess with it while you're winning is the underlining thing, I think.
Yeah. But no, I mean, was it about 200 grand we paid for Phoenix? I think that's going to be a bargain by the time. But if he leaves, I think if he continues to perform the way he is and starts to break in, there is nothing that stops us doubling, if not tripling, that value in him.
I think he's just got to be a little bit more impactful from the start. When everyone else is, when the defenders are at full strength and on tired, that's when he's really got to go at them.
Yeah.
I mean, against Wimbledon, he was given so much space to run into.
Yeah, he was incredible at Wimbledon. Yeah,
he just went at them.
Possibly one of the most dominant performances I've seen a Stevenage player put in. That's how good he was. Really was.
Yeah. But then I think was it last week against? Was it? I can't remember. Was it? He started against. I can't remember whether it was Wickham or Mansfield.
Mansfield.
He didn't quite. He was all right. Second half, he had a couple of runs at Mansfield and just didn't come off for him. His crossing wasn't perfect. So to hold him off, Chem Campbell came in and shored everything up a little bit more. It's a little bit more safe, I suppose. And that's not a nice word and not a right word, but it's that sort of thing. It's whereas Phoenix will go at you and he'll get the crowd. He'll always get you up on your feet and off your seats because he's just that type of player. So I've got, like I say, you can pick either one, and you're going to be a threat down that left hand side in one way, shape, or form. So
Yeah, it's nice having players that run at defenders, isn't it?
It's a simple game, really, when
Imagine-
you think about it. Just get a winger and tell him to run. Yeah, you've got pace, son. Go beat your man.
Yeah.
It's been taking about 15 years.
Talking about that, we were all obviously a bit surprised to see Labala start. While he wasn't as electric as we've all probably seen him be, except for probably Adam, seen him be in the past, there were flashes, weren't there? There were a couple of runs, darts
I thought he was
around his
excellent.
man, and he got a decent cross across. It's looking like we've got potentially two really good options either side now, and that's tasty as fuck.
I thought he was excellent. Second half, especially.
Second half, definitely better. Yeah,
his touch and his willingness to run at players and could go inside and outside, and he just, there was a quick free kick which Piagiani took, a quick touch from Labala, and he was away, and he was at little shimmies and little sort of feints and shoulder drops, and I thought he was excellent. Really did.
Took his man on and got to the byline a couple of times and fizzed crosses across to no one. Not his fault that there was no one there at all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was a couple of chances in that he did one, and then I think Harvey White didn't hit the shot right, and Houghton put the rebound line.
Yeah.
Great run, but took his man on the outside, and the other one he just cut inside, and that's really impressed me. That's the first time he's had anything more than 30 minutes in a Stevenage set. So huge positives there for me, and I was very, very impressed.
It's an absolute nightmare for fullbacks. Oh, you've handled Labala and Campbell for 70 minutes. Have 20 minutes of fresh Patterson and Roberts off. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
And
it's a real sucker punch.
Previous seasons, what we've had to bring on there, and it's like, have the threat of an out of position defensive midfielder, or someone fairly passive. It's a big step up.
Yeah, it certainly makes us look a lot more dangerous. Adam, you've got a really horrible record at Stevenage. This game, however, what did you think? What did you make? Obviously, you don't see us very often. You've had limited kind of experience of this. We're very used to Stevenage apparently being pretty good now. Like, what was your takeaway of how much better I assume you thought we were?
I was thinking about this earlier. How many Stevenage games have I been to? Probably about 10. And it's without a shadow of a doubt the most attractive football I've ever seen them play. It might not be there might not have been the most chances on Saturday, but it was pleasurable to watch, and there's creativity. It's not just. Well, I mean, you look back at some of the managers there have been who have not necessarily prioritised playing attractive football. Although one of them's just lost 6.5 stone, so fair play to him for that. I'm not sure if you covered that on here. That's a tangent, but I just really enjoyed it. And there was a nice sort of atmosphere in there, and it felt like an optimistic mood. And I've been in the past where there's disgruntlement, shall we say?
Yeah.
Disgruntled Stevenage fans? Never.
Shocking.
I mean, obviously, you'll get people moaning when you're winning for whatever reasons best kept themselves, but it's hard to find anything to moan about, and people weren't.
Yeah,
which is a change.
It's kind of uncomfortable, isn't it? Being this positive about Stevenage Football Club, but.
Graham Wesley must be turning in his grave.
Oh, Graham, what a character! Right, this is enough. This is enough talk about Exeter City. Time for a quiz.
This is what we come here for.
Now, Adam, you're familiar with some of the quizzes I've done for Long Snapper. It's in that vein.
Good luck, lads.
You're taking part as well. You're not going to do very well, but you might know.
I should have set one, shouldn't I? I've missed a trick there.
you should have come on and done one. That would have been fucking entertaining. last week was a good quiz, but it was a bit too sensible. So I've added in some fucking stupidity.
Oh,
same
God.
thing. I've picked a year. I've got all the players from that season that played at least one game. Okay.
Okay.
But you get a player, you get a point. Nothing out of the usual there. However, I've got some other stats as well. We've got starts, minutes, goals, assists, yellow cards, and red cards.
Oh Christ!
Every time you answer one correctly, you will get the opportunity to pick one of those stats and give me that stat. And then if you get that right, that's your bonus points for that thing. So minutes could be crazy because there are players with several thousand minutes. So you could be about to win some fucking bonkers points.
Oh wait, so if it's like if they've played like 5,000 minutes, you get 5,000 points if you get it bang on.
Yeah, but you've got to get it right.
Okay.
And maybe with the minutes we'll go ballpark because it's a bit harsh expecting you to get the minutes. So
4,332 minutes.
Nick,
Hello.
we'll start with you.
Okay.
Name a player that played for Stevenage in the 2022-23 League Two automatic promotion season. That's the season we're going for.
I'm going, and I don't know any of the stats, but I'm doing it purely out of nostalgia. The man that scored the winner at Villa Park, Dean Campbell.
Dean Campbell. Good shout. Yep, that is one. Right. So, stats. You've got appearances, starts, minutes, goals, assists, yellow cards, red cards. Pick one.
I'm going to go with goals. Is this all
Goals.
competitions?
All competitions, yeah.
Okay. So it's at least one.
Sorry, hang on. No, this is league.
Damn.
Zero.
I'm going to go with 2.
No, it was incorrect. And he didn't score any. So even if you'd have got it right, your bonus points would have been 0. Adam,
It was
you're
a
next.
nostalgia pick.
It was a nostalgia pick. Adam, you're next.
Oh, I was afraid of that.
Pick a player that might have
okay.
been there then.
I'm gonna go for the Tottenham legendary left back, Danny Rose.
Well, yeah, okay. Danny Rose certainly was there. Different player, but yeah. Pick a stat.
If you say so. Yellow cards.
Okay, yellow cards. That's a bold one. I'm a fan of this. Go on.
Big points if you get this right, though.
Let's go with 6 yellow cards.
It's incorrect. 9 yellow cards.
Higher.
I've underestimated him.
You've underestimated him.
Yeah, it was an absolute shithouse.
Absolute shithouse, and he earned every one of those yellow
Was
cards.
Was that the season?
Brackets complementary close brackets.
Yes.
Was that the season he stole the ball off the keeper and
ruined Ben Killip's career?
Yeah.
Oh, well, didn't ruin it. He's somehow playing at a ridiculous
He's
level.
got better Ben Killip,
Yeah. He absolutely he definitely put a
then.
dent in it. Made him look a right mug, didn't he?
I was going to say, can we have games of hide and seek as a stat as well?
Patrick.
I want to go Carl Pigiani.
Yes, of course, Patrick.
Of course,
Appearances.
50.
Okay, it's only league, so there's not that many games. so no.
Take his first answer.
Neil's
Does that include playoffs?
Again. No,
he's still not going to get to 50.
We went up automatically, so it still wasn't playoffs. Neil's network has dropped out while we're waiting, while it's his turn. Here he is. Neil is back. It's your go, Neil.
I missed the Piagiani one. I was going to pick him.
Pat picked him and then picked more appearances than there are games in the league season.
Should have gone for minutes. You've got a bucket load of points if you got that.
Right, Neil, go on then.
Right then. We'll pick Pick Luther Wilden.
Luther, go on. Let's say, yep, he's obviously there.
Yeah. Minutes.
Minutes. This is a fucking. I love it, Neil. I love it. So the rule is, if you get it 100 minutes either way, you'll get the points. So I'm being
And it's league games only, is it?
It's league games. I tell you what, 180 minutes either way.
Hang on, I'm kind of calculate on my head.
I wish I hadn't done 180 minutes, but I'll stick with it.
In other words, average of 2 appearances
allowed. I'm just
right. 2,700 minutes.
2,700 minutes. Do you know what? It's fucking close. Hang on, where I've lost him. You get the points.
Oh my
god. 2,583 minutes.
Yet in.
Neil might have won the quiz, boys.
No. We're still we're going. Now everyone's got to go for minutes, haven't they?
Now everybody has to go for minutes. You've really changed the game here, Neil. So I'll just give you an update of the scores. Nick, Adam, and Pat have 1 point.
Yes.
And Neil has 2,584 points.
Oh, you're Birmingham in disguise.
Nick, you're back.
They're just the 3 points are pity points, aren't they? Those like, 1-1-1.
I thought we were going to start tame, go for maybe a couple of games, maybe a couple of yellow cards, goals. No, we're straight in with the minutes.
Straight in.
Why mess around there? Just get stuck in there.
Go on, Nick.
Jamie Reid.
Jamie Reid is obviously on the list. Yes.
Well, I'm going to have to go minutes, aren't I?
Yes.
I'm going to go for 3,278.
No, unfortunately, you're 517 minutes away.
Which
2,483 minutes.
Fine. I was going to go higher, and I brought it down. So
yeah, he didn't start that many. He started about roughly half the games. Adam, you're back.
So this may backfire horribly.
Yeah.
I feel I'm obviously at a disadvantage here, but I'm going to go for Tay Ashby-Hammond.
Tay Ashby-Hammond, absolutely.
But the question is, there's been like a season where he's probably started most games, and there's been the odd season where he's been around and he hasn't. But I'm going kind of all in here. Let's go for 3,500 minutes.
No, so he got injured in the January and didn't play again. So he played and started 26 games, and then we had about 93 goalkeepers for the rest of the season. So no, he only managed 2,340.
Do Paddy Power rules apply? Minutes. So I get their minutes if he went off injured.
No, unfortunately not.
Pat. This is what you've done, Neil. See, we can't even go with like Timmy and go for 90 minutes anymore and rack up the points those ways. We're just well off.
In the words of the Cannonball Run, if you're going to be a grizzly, be a grizzly. Let's straight in there.
Come on, then, Pat. Who you got?
I mean, this has got incredibly tactical now, hasn't it?
I know, I love it. This is an unexpected twist in this game. I didn't expect it. I thought you would all absolutely swerve minutes until like maybe the last rounds. Neil just went in there.
Picking players and picking minutes. You've got to pick players who played more minutes than the guy Neil went for.
Yeah.
But it's getting the minutes right on the first attempt as well.
Look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 7 players that played more minutes. 1 has already been picked, so you can't go back to Pidge. So there are only 6 players you can pick from.
And I haven't been paying any attention to who's already gone. So let's go back and pick someone who's already gone. Jake Reeves.
Jake Reeves.
The next one.
Absolutely, Pat. He is one of the players as well.
3,000 minutes.
You son of a bitch. You are 2 minutes out.
Yeah.
3,000
minutes?
What?
3,002 minutes.
Just guess a round number that's a bit bigger
This is
than what
getting
Neil went
serious
for.
though,
That's
like
the
that.
tactic.
This is
That's that is Adam. I mean, you guys all know Pat is a very good quizzer in these things. Adam, obviously, in the long snapper quizzes, 9 times out of 10 when he announces the winner, it's Pat. It's
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
unexpected that he's done this.
It's
So
never
there are
rigged.
now 3 players that have more minutes. Neil,
Max Clark.
Max Clark. Okay, you're going minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going goals, am I?
Well, I'm just gonna say, poor Nate. He's gonna got all these stats on yellow cards, red cards, everything. We're using none of them.
I'll be honest, mate. It was all in the table that I got, so it didn't take very long. Go on
Max
then, Neil.
Clark, and I'm going to go for 2,500.
You are 390 out.
Oh,
Unlucky. Right. Final round. Nick.
oh God! All right, Jordan Roberts.
J Rob. Yeah.
Yes.
He's got to be up there. Now, is he above Jake Reeves? I think he might be. So I'm gonna go. Or is he? He would have been in the 10. Did we have any other 10s? I'm gonna go 3,000.
So you are in by the same margin. Well, sorry, you are just in by the same margin that Pat was close. So the margin is
Unbelievable,
180
Chef.
minutes. You said 3,000. His minutes are 3,178. So you were inside by 2 minutes, Nick.
Wait, what's the scores on the doors? Does that move top?
We can't count that high, man. Leave me alone.
So the points are, we'll go in reverse order. Adam has 2 points. Neil has 2,585 points. Patrick has 3,004 points, and Nick has 3,181 points.
Come on, right, okay.
But everybody else also has a go this round.
I know, but I feel like I've done my best now. I can.
Adam.
I've got about 2 more names in mind.
It will be incredible.
Let's go.
If Adam, I'm a Tottenham fan, not a Stevenage fan, Foxcroft wins this game.
I'm going to go with Elliot List.
Elliot List
Now
is on the list.
Well, clearly. I mean, I'd be stupid not to go for more minutes than other players. that would be tactical lunacy. So 3,250.
Did he not get injured in game 1?
He got injured the first game of the season. Away at Tranmere after 38 minutes. He got injured after 38 minutes and didn't play again all season. So you do get a point for Elliot List.
And I'll take it.
He did 38 minutes and got a yellow card, and that's his entire contribution for the season.
Why am I even here?
I'm not gonna lie, I am absolutely fucking delighted with that answer. The second you said him, I was like, that is
your
the
face. I was
funniest-
watching you.
the funniest thing that could have been said. Wonderful. So Neil, no, sorry, Pat. I forgot Pat. Pat, you're up.
And how many points do I need? How far am I behind?
Oh fuck,
Like 100 something.
177 or 178 points to
So
take the lead.
it's still minutes or bust then.
Yes,
Shit.
absolutely.
That's a lot of yellow cards. If you,
I will add that all but the bottom,
Even Sam Hutchinson didn't manage that.
all but the bottom 5 in terms of minutes can get you the correct number of points or enough points to go into the lead.
Can I?
Right.
I'd like to actually. No, I'm going to let Pat answer. I'll let it all go through actually until I say what I'm
Go on.
about to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
don't
me a
give-
hint, Shane.
Don't accidentally give Pat the
Yeah.
Pat the answer.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going Alex Gilby, and I'm
Yep.
sticking on 3,000 minutes.
Okay, so 3,331 minutes.
Ah,
So you are out.
devastating.
Come on.
So Neil, you need about 800 minutes, roughly, very roughly.
What's the
800
tactic
minutes.
there? You're trying to think of a player who's played about 800 minutes. That's not gonna,
Or more, yeah.
That's more difficult, yeah.
I don't think it is. There are definitely plenty of names that you go, yeah, he played a good bunch.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you're going to be a Grizzly, so I'm going Dan Sweeney.
Dan Sweeney is is a very good answer.
He's going to do it. I know he is.
3,600.
Ooh,
That's going to be
spicy.
too many.
Nick, you win the quiz. Dan Sweeney, no, it's not too many, it's too little.
Wow.
44 games, 44 starts, 3,960 minutes.
See, I went for 40 games. I thought he must have been out for 6. He must have been suspended for 6.
He only played 11 fewer minutes than Pidge,
Wow.
despite playing 2 fewer games.
What I was going to say, but then I didn't say because I didn't want to give Pat a really easy thing. You said 180 minutes either way. So
Yeah.
could he not have just said anyone and he would have got like 2 games and he could have got some points on that.
pretty much. Yeah.
Can he?
Could have been anyone.
I mean,
Yeah.
I nearly potentially handed him a win there, but
You absolutely would have done, because he'd have straight away gone. I'm sure he Forster-Caskey or Saxon Early.
he basically had
Michael
between,
Bostwick, Jake Taylor, Kane Smith.
Basically,
One of those
had
would have come
to
out,
be between
surely.
at least between 180 and like 360 minutes,
Yeah.
and you would have been fine.
Yeah.
Dirty way to win, though, wouldn't it be?
Dirty way to win that, Nick. But you won, so who
A
cares?
second quiz win for me. Considering how I
I
started
know.
doing quizzes on this podcast, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, Adam, Nick didn't get a question right for about 2 months, I think.
Well,
Very longer than that.
At least I've got my 3 points, and I'm
Yes.
happy with those.
Yeah.
You can take your 3 points to the grave.
Who was your other player that you were debating with? That was Elliot Lister. Who was the other one?
Oh well. Initially, I was going to say Jordan Robertson, and you picked me to the post with that one. Who else was I don't know.
So who was in the top 6 of all of the minutes played then that season?
So Pidge top with 3,971, Sweeney 3,960, Gilby 3,331, Roberts 3,178, Reeves 3,002, Max Clark 2,890, and then Luke Norris, which was the one no one said 2,600.
We got some big ones then. We got all the big ones.
You picked all the players. Yeah, you didn't mention it. Only Nick and Pat got the minutes for those. For any
Can
of
I make a
those guys.
suggestion? Next time you add meters covered into the.
That isn't public knowledge, unfortunately. The clubs.
You need to get onto Opta about that and fix it.
I don't work for them
You
anymore.
must have some back channels still.
They won't even take the call. I suspect. Right, let's have a look.
Blocked.
Let's have a quick look around League One to see what happens before we move on to Orient next Saturday. Blackpool won 1-0 away at Barnsley. Bolton beat Wigan 4-1, and I'm pretty sure Wigan fans have started throwing themselves off of bridges at that. I saw a lot of head loss on Twitter. It's quite magnificent. Lincoln beat Luton 3-1. Plymouth lost at home 1-0 to Peterborough. Port Vale beat Mansfield 2-1. Mansfield had a man sent off. Reading beat Orient 2-1. That's tasty, isn't it? I hadn't even noticed that. That's delicious. Rotherham lost 1-0 at home to Stockport. We obviously beat Exeter 2-1. Wycombe won 2-0 against Northampton. Cardiff lost 3-1 at home against table-topping Bradford. AFC Wimbledon beat Doncaster 2-1 away, and Huddersfield Burton was a shit out of games 0-0. That leaves Burton rooted to the bottom of the table with just 5 points from 7 games, though they do have 2 games in hand. Then you have Peterborough, Blackpool, and Rotherham finishing the bottom 4 with 7 points apiece. Reading pulled themselves out of the drop zone with that win against Leyton Orient. They're on 8 points, as are Port Vale and Wycombe up to 18th. Then you've got Plymouth in 17th, 6 goal difference, worse off than Exeter, also on 9 points. Northampton, Orient, Mansfield. Then you've got Wigan and Luton outside the top 10. Then you've got Bolton in 10th, AFC Wimbledon in 9th, Stockport County on 9th, Doncaster Rovers are in 7th, Barnsley in 6th, Huddersfield 5th, Cardiff 4th, Lincoln City 3rd, Stevenage 2nd, and Bradford top of the pile. In the top 10, Barnsley, Cardiff, and Stevenage all have games in hand.
What a top 3 in the Sky Bet League One.
I know. 2 of those, the top 2, and a lot of people's relegation favourites.
Oh, it's poetic in some ways. I mean, it was nice to see Cardiff drop out of that top 3.
It was.
Although,
because they had a little bit of a run where you're like, oh, okay, see you later then.
yeah, although my replies
Yeah.
when I tweeted out the top 3 is now just filled with Swansea and Cardiff fans going at each other.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a Swansea fan pick it up and it's gone crazy.
That's like 85% of the replies to that tweet is Welsh people getting angry at each other because one supports Swansea and one supports Cardiff. That's the entire thread.
Wrexham fans quietly pissing themselves.
Yeah. Crazy, but no.
And so Saturday lunchtime kickoff, 12:30. So it means it's on TV, so you don't have to grace Wellend with your presence. That's beautiful.
They do good pies there, though.
Fuck them. Leyton Orient.
I can vouch for that. Absolutely can confirm. Top-notch chicken balti pie.
I saw a post in the League One subreddit earlier. Someone who's visiting to go to an Oasis gig and said, should I go to Orient or AFC Wimbledon, as they're both lunchtime kickoffs and it fits beautifully in my schedule? And I said, well, come to Orient so you can watch Stevenage, who are second. Otherwise, the only answer here is AFC Wimbledon. And I did mention that they are rumoured to have a superb souvlaki.
Oh yes. That was unbelievable.
We all know the reason to go to lower league grounds is food and only food.
Dulwich Hamlet is still on my list because apparently their scran is incredible. Apparently, so that's not how I necessarily choose all my non-league, but it's a bonus.
You use the word scran again, and I'm going to take that quiz win off you. Appalling.
But it's the Twitter account. That's what the Twitter account's called.
Appalling behaviour. You're not the only person here who I'd let get away with. Well, I mean, I'd let Neil and Pat get away with saying scran. None of us Southern fuckers can get away with it. Not a chance.
If I go to Orient and I do a pie and pint review, I'm going to use that word in my tweet from the Boropod account.
Look, I'll allow it, but that's because I'm hoping you're just going to decimate them on Twitter. Frankly, that's what I'm here for. Right, Orient. They've got 3 losses, 2 wins, and a draw in their last 6. Obviously, they lost against Reading. They've beaten Bolton. Sorry, they drew against Bolton, beat Port Vale, and beat Peterborough. They also got pumped 4-1 by Mansfield, and that's objectively funny. They do have some really exciting players playing for them. Unfortunately, like they picked up Idris El Mazouni in the summer, and I hate to say it, but Charlie Wellens looks like he's going to be a proper footballer. It would be nice to see him get if he plays get absolutely stomped in the first few minutes.
Yes,
Jordan Roberts, go for him.
I get the impression. I mean, I haven't watched much of Orient at all for obvious reasons. But I get the impression their struggles are really in front of goal since not having Kelman. I mean, against Reading on Saturday, they had 17 shots, 6 on target. The Reading goalkeeper made 5 saves, scored 1 goal, conceded 2. And so it feels like one of those games where if we're defensively solid as we have been, we could win it with 1 goal potentially.
Yeah, I mean that is the route to success for us, really, isn't it? In 8 games we've scored 12 goals and conceded 6. In 9 games they've scored 11 goals, but they've conceded 15.
So it'll be a tasty affair as it always is. Not sure why they keep choosing Orient away at 12:30 for a TV slot, but
fuck knows. It's always a dire game when it's on TV. You take it off TV and it's usually a decent game.
Yep, the 3-0 at home. That was a beauty.
The 3-0 away.
Wow, yeah.
Nick Freeman scored that absolute worldie of a volley.
Yes,
and
he did.
And that was his first game for us, and he hasn't done anything like that since.
Yeah, but no, hopefully it'll be a good game. I might make the trip, although the £30 ticket does put me off.
Yeah, and when I saw
on the 76, I'll see you there. Otherwise,
yeah. When I saw the price, I was like, oh, maybe I'll finally do Stevenage at Orient. I've been to Brisbane raid once. And I was like, I'm not in any rush to come back. But I was considering it, and then it was 30 quid. And I was like, fuck no.
Yeah. I know we're not much better because I think our away tickets are 25 to come to us, but 30 quid is just ridiculous.
25 has never put me off an away game.
Yeah.
30 quid, absolutely.
30 has, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, hey ho, for my sins.
Neil, give us some. We've waffled for long enough. Give us some proper insight into what's going to go down this Saturday. Give us some journalistic integrity here.
I don't know about journalistic integrity, but I'll give you some pessimistic football fans. These 2 games are huge. The next 2 league games. I mean, you said the next 4. We could say the next 5 if Barnsley get hide in there, but the next 2 especially, Leyton Orient and Luton. Probably the 2 biggest rivals to Stevenage. I think that's fair, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, there's
rivals. Yeah.
But let's be honest. When you look at the fixtures this year, 2
those are the ones you really want to win.
Luton and Leyton Orient.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that just scares me as a football fan. You're like, well, I've seen this before. This is going to go like wrong in a hurry.
Well, I mean, the last time we were going well, and they came to us, they nicked 1-0, and Dan Sweeney nearly chins Wellens.
Yeah.
It seems when we're doing well, we struggle. We struggle against them.
I think what I would say is, and you touched on it earlier, this is a different Stevenage side now. Yeah. It's a completely different Stevenage side, and I know it's only 8 games in, but I'm not seeing a crevasse that they're going to fall down and get lost in. Yes, there'll be potholes. Yes, they'll trip and stumble.
Yeah.
But I don't see a massive collapse coming. So you've just got to make sure in games like this that you keep it steady, keep it tight, like you've said, be sensible. And there's no reason to suggest that anything else. I think the longer it goes on, and it's the same when you get to Luton next week.
Yeah.
The more the Leyton Orient fans will probably start to get on their backs. Make no bones about it, when Luton come, if they don't get a result this weekend before the Stevenage game, the Luton fans will go loopy if they're not 2-3-0 up after about half an hour.
Luton fans will start on their backs.
Yeah. So I think that's a similar situation. It's one of the old classics, isn't it? You go there, you shut the crowd up, and you just play your game and get in their faces and press when you need to, and just don't do anything silly. Don't get the crowd back up and then put them away when you get your chances. I think Stevenage haven't in the last couple of away games, Huddersfield and Mansfield, they haven't put together a good 60, 70, 80 minutes.
Really slow to start in all 3, weren't we? Really slow.
Needed to like Mansfield away was terrible first half, and then
Yeah,
Huddersfield was poor, and it was only later. But we're still in the game in both of them. They hadn't capitulated. They were kept it in. They were now teach at half time in both. So I think that will do me if they go in half time now. Teach, press the buttons at half time, which he will, and which he's proven he can do like this season.
Yeah.
You get them playing well for 15, 20 minutes, and then you bring your bench on. Because you
Yeah.
guarantee Leighton Orient won't have the strongest bench as what Stevenage will take.
No.
So just get there's potential. I mean, the ramifications of winning and going 22 points from 9 games, and then potentially more against Luton after 10 is just.
Yeah.
Steve Evans always used to say 2 points a game per, and you get 20 points for like each 10 games. So you get you're practically there. So you've just got to be sensible now and not do anything daft and just.
Yep.
If anything, you don't want to overhype the game for what it is. Actually, we go there, we play the way that we know we can. It doesn't matter who we're coming up against or what kind of, whether it's Orient or whether it was Port Vale or whether it's Exeter. You go and play your game, you play it right, and you'll get something out of the game more often than not. As soon as you start to play to the occasion, that's when you start to lose certain battles during a game, and that's what we can't do. And I'm sure they won't from a players and a coaching perspective.
Yeah. If you think of the few games in the promotion season from League Two, the ones we lost, Bradford, Northampton, those home games specifically, we lost those games because we got drawn into playing shithouse football at their level, and they did it better than us. We need to make sure that we go there. I mean, I think one of the massive things for us is going to be how Luther, Houghton, and Good, assuming it's those three, or sort of in that kind of left centre back, left back kind of area perform. Sorry, right back, because Leighton Orient have a much stronger sort of attacking left than they do attacking right. If they can be at their very best, Luther goes forward, Houghton slots in, covers the area, Good comes across, Houghton drops back. If they can get that working as they have multiple times this season already, I think the route to the 3 points for us is much clearer than if they struggle. So that'll be the key sort of battle area. If we can keep them quiet, because we are going to let away from home, they're Orient are going to have a lot of the ball. Probably talking 60 or 65% possession.
They had loads at Reading. I think they had 70% at Reading.
Yeah. They're going to have loads. They're going to have lots of the ball, but we're really good at letting teams just do nothing with it, aren't we? Because we are so rigid at the back. But
I think if they've got a decent left side, then one of the players that you haven't mentioned on the right is going to be key. Is Jordan Roberts? I'm guessing Jordan will start.
You'd have thought so.
Because you'll want him to press a thing. But one thing that I was critical of at Huddersfield was Jordan kept drifting inside, so he's practically playing as a 10.
Yeah.
And it meant Luther got just completely exposed on that left side. Huddersfield aimed at him. So if Leighton Orient do the same and Jordan's drifting in and not tracking back and getting stuck in, then there could be problems, because then you're pulling Jordan Houghton out and you're leaving a gap in the middle. It's that right-sided attacker that needs to track back, which is also why, going back to the point we were talking about earlier, I expect Chem Campbell will start on the left because he'll defend a bit better,
Yeah.
And then you can throw Phoenix on later on.
He's gone again. Can you imagine? I'm just going to put it out there. Can you imagine Dan Happy trying to defend against Phoenix Patterson? I'm giddy with it.
If Football was right about how they lined up, they had Dimitri Mitchell at left back against Reading, so they had nothing defensive down their left side. So as much as that might be where I think they will push forwards for sure, I think it will equally be where they'll open up and the space will show for us. I mean, coincidentally or not, Reading's left-hand side performed very, very well. So actually, who knows really? They seem pretty weak anyway, generally defensively.
Yeah.
So you'd like to think that with the pace that we have on, especially on a counter attack, it'll be more about taking our chances. I think back to what was an early game where we were just so clinical that every chance we got, we scored. Blackpool,
the first one.
Blackpool's prime example. I think it will be similar.
If we can recreate that performance without Jordan Houghton's absolute howler, it'll be a very enjoyable.
I do think there's a likelihood it's a similar game where, again, we don't have much of the ball. We get a lot of opportunities on the counter attack, but we need to make sure we take them.
Yes.
And I think Blackpool probably, although this season they've been pretty poor, man for man, they've got a better squad than Orient.
Much better squad than Orient, yeah.
So where they go and get 2 goals,
their manager's not as good though, is he?
No. But where they go and get 2 goals out of mistakes, equally they punished us. I don't think Orient punish us in the same way. So if we can go and get 2-3 goals from counters and we're clinical enough like we were against Blackpool, that's how I think we win the game, rather than trying to think we can dominate them away from home.
Yeah, that's the same with Saturday. Brev's pointed at most of their chances.
Where did they come from, Neil? Where did they come from?
I'm a big fan of that.
I was about to release trade secrets and got just chopped.
It's time we wrap this up. Anyway, so I'm going to come to Adam first. Give me a score prediction.
It can't be worse than mine, because every week I just go for the absolute most ridiculous score to make sure I don't jinx it. So whatever you go with, it won't be worse than mine.
I just can't get away from everything you're saying about the reverse seems to happen when you have this fixture and you're going well. That means the worst will happen. Ugly 1-0 with a scrappy Orient goal in about the 8th minute. Absolutely similar to that game I went to last season. I don't know why you asked me on.
I am questioning my decision. Nick?
As I usually do with these things, I really don't want to jinx them, so 7-0 Stevenage.
Neil?
If Pat can go and put Luton in the relegation zone, I can do 7-0 scoreline.
I do what I want.
Neil, come on, bring some sense to this fucking shenanigans.
I want to say 1-0 Stevenage, but I think 1-1.
Fuck's sake, Pat.
0-0. And then Nate says, you take your points
fucking hell.
God.
Do you want me to change mine? I'll change mine if you like.
No. You've already annoyed me.
Too late now.
2-0 Stevenage.
We've made Nate the optimistic one here.
You bunch of miserable fuckers. Right, that's enough. I can't be dealing with these fuckers anymore. Thank you everybody for watching. Hang on, Nick, do your thing.
What is it again? Hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell, all that jazz. Leave a comment. Follow us on Twitter. Are we on any other platforms?
Blue Sky, Facebook,
all the social medias.
Check out the Facebook where Nate will call you a prick.
Yep. And look out for
I don't do it on the Boropod account, though.
You have a couple times.
No, I don't. No, not on Facebook. Don't post.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I post on Facebook under Boropod is the episodes, and I have it automated, so the RSS feed gets updated and that automatically posts. I don't do it at all. I don't do it manually at all.
So it's just on Twitter.
I'm almost never on there. It's just on Twitter where I'll call you a prick. Yeah.
How many Twitter accounts have you had now?
Well, I'm back on my original one since Elon Musk took over. So the only positive thing that he has done in his miserable fucking life is restore my original account. But I did have about 10 between when that one got banned and when it got restored. There were a number of accounts that were banned because I called someone a word I'm going to have to bleep, so I'm not going to say it. There you go, restraint.
Begins with C, doesn't
It's
it?
maturing.
It does begin with C. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Nick, Adam, Neil, Pat, thanks all for coming. I appreciate it. It's been a blast.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers.
And up the borough.
Oh, we're Stevens.
Pat, you sounded just. Are we still on air? You sounded just then like that Colts Indianapolis Colts guy that does the song.